Hebrews chapter 12, starting at verse 3. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, yes, lest ye be weary and faint in your mind. So it's telling us, consider, like the scriptures also say, consider the days of old. You know, look to the elders, and they'll tell you, they'll teach you. You know, because the scriptures are here for our learning. You know, everything in the scriptures is profitable for doctrine. You know, ye have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, of YAHAWASHI, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. You know, so don't faint, don't lose the faith, don't lose patience. You know, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. You know, the Lord is like literally our Heavenly Father. Did it not say that Israel is his firstborn?
If you see someone doing something wrong, the only time, if that person is someone you care about, the only time you want to correct them is when there's someone you don't want to see suffer. That's where the Most High bothers to even chastise us because he cares about us, but he's about to chastise other nations.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? You know, and the next verse is going to say, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. You know, so if you're a part of this wicked society, just because they're exalted up high, and you know, hoes are exalted, transgenderism is exalted, homosexuality is exalted in worship, you know, that means that the Lord's not dealing with them. The Lord doesn't care about them. They're bastards. But the ones that he's actually correcting and punishing when we commit wickedness, that shows you who the Lord's dealing with.
When you think about YAHAWASHI, you have to endure the cross. You have to endure the beatings, you know, the stomping, the mockery, you know, being spared, the harshest thing is that temptation, that child, he obtained more precious at the end. So use him as he's the ultimate example, man. And he went through it, so why wouldn't anyone else, any one of his followers go through it? Servant is not it's not what is it?
The servant is not greater than the master.
There you go. You know, so you can't put it in your mind that as soon as you get into this truth, everything's gonna be peaches and cream. You know, everything is some smooth light to the kingdom. No, man. Set your soul for adversity.
Backing up this is the book of Hebrews chapter 12 verse 2. Looking unto Yahawashi, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh.
Having the worst death like that also brings him the highest honor, you know, and you endure that pain and suffering for a time, but it eventually will come to an end. You know, like the downfall of Babylon is going to be 1 hour, and then after that the kingdom's going to be everlasting. You know, so of course that's worth it. It's worth the suffering. It shows us the balance, and the Lord has so much mercy on us that he's speeding up the times. You know, we're already almost in the middle of 2021. You know, he's speeding up the times for us. So we endure this suffering for a rather short time, really, and we get that everlasting salvation, that everlasting kingdom.
Isaiah 49 and 23, I'll just get to the point. And thou shalt know that I am that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. So when all this comes to pass and you receive salvation, you know it's because you've been patient through your adversity, through the temptations, through the bad times, and the good. You know, you've been patient through the Lord. You know? Everything that you've done, kind of like when you think about David, before he even went to war, he went to go speak to the prophets. Is that a good idea? Is the Lord going to be with me if I go to war with these people? You know, he never made a move without consulting with the seers. You know? And that's how we have to be ultimately. You know, before any move, you know, Lord Abaratazar, you know, you pray to the Lord, you know, that he be with you in your proceeding, because he said the Lord is going to guide your steps. You know? So ultimately, it's back to putting your faith in the Most High and trusting Him that He will deliver you in adversity, in Jacob's trouble.
And like the scriptures say, we're going to leave Babylon weeping. You know, it's going to be tears of joy from all the suffering that we've endured. We're finally through with all this. And it's going to be, Babylon's going to be a desolation forever. This never has to happen again. That's why this is the greatest time ever, you know?
The last captivity.
The last captivity of the Israelites. It's Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 6. For there shall be a day that the watchmen upon the mount Ephraim shall cry, Arise ye, and let us go up to Zion unto the Lord our power. For thus saith Yahweh, Sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Yahweh, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Behold, I will bring them from the north country, and gather them from the coasts of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return thither. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Therefore they shall come and sing in the height of Zion, and shall flow together to the goodness of Yahweh, for wheat, and for wine, and for oil, and for the young of the flock and of the herd, and their souls shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all. You know, that's that glorious day, you know, when it's all over. You know? Then shall the virgin rejoice in the dance, both young men and old together, for I will turn their mourning into joy, and will comfort them, and make them rejoice from their sorrow.
Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time that is now at hand, and that knowing the time that now it is night time to awake out of our sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So this is the moment, huh? This is the time that you want to get close to YAHAWASHI and Yahawah. This is the moment that you want to wake up. So we almost at the finish line, huh? You know? And it's either you're warm or cold. If you're lukewarm, if you can't decide, man, the Lord's gonna spit you out, man. So you gotta make a decision right now, man. Wake up, man. This is not the end all be all, man. This society is through, man. The people that are in this society, they're through, man. You're not seeking the Most High, man. You're done, man. You're basically walking dead, man. You know, you're food for the fowls, man. The fowl of the air, man.
Right.
An article on RT. U.S. military develops C-19 detecting microchip implants. What started off as an online conspiracy theory has turned out to be surprisingly real. Pentagon scientists have unveiled a microchip implant which can detect C-19 infection. The chip, which is equipped with a small antenna, is meant to act like a check engine light, catching asymptomatic cases of the disease. Scientists say they were inspired by the case of USS Theodore Roosevelt, an aircraft carrier which became a breeding ground for C-19, with more than 1,200 staff becoming infected. However, equipped it with a small antenna, check engine light. Inspired.
You were inspired by the scripture. You were inspired by YAHAWASHI.
You just set that plan in motion, man.
Hold on, I have to read this real quick. It's Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
However, troops are less than likely to embrace the government's new technology. Recent reports revealed a third of American soldiers refuse to get vaccinated. And that's spiritual, 1/3. Citing fears of health implications, or even secret microchip conspiracies.
And they just said at the beginning of the article that the conspiracy theory turned out to be surprisingly real. And now they're still condemning them for being conspiracy theorists when they don't want to take the vaccine.
This is real.
That shows how double-minded they are, you know?
It's like they tell you a lie and then they tell you the truth.
You know? And the apostles and elders have been saying that the mark of the beast is the chip. They've been telling you that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, and that they're going to make it mandatory, that you won't be able to do anything without it. And now they're trying to do these C-19 passports, you know, with the RFID chip, to say whether you're vaccinated or not, to say whether you have C-19 or not. You know, the prophecies are coming to pass.
DARPA, the secretive agency behind the new implant, has also developed a filter which, in conjunction with a dialysis machine, removes the virus from a patient's blood. So that's a heavy incentive, because that will make people more secure with the microchip, because they think that C-19 won't even bother them at that point.
Yeah, they're trying to push everything as convenient. You know, they're trying to advertise it, persuade people to take it.
So you're telling me, so them having that much trouble with the vaccine, they're going to give you a microchip that's going to eliminate the vaccine.
Exactly.
But then even the vaccine doesn't give. So how did they come up with that?
You know?
When people are not going to ask the question, they're just going to run with it. Oh, it says. Then COVID free.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. Verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
God, they're going to be destroyed because they believe the lying wonders. What we're hearing right now, it's a lie, but it sounds like a wonder. It sounds like a miracle, like it's something from the Most High. That's how they're putting it out to be. When with all the horrible things that we've heard from C-19, but now it's like a wondrous thing that we're able to eliminate the your possibility of getting the vaccine in totality.
They said it can somehow detect it and eliminate it from your blood. You know, a microchip in your hand is going to be able to do that.
Imagine how many people ran to get the vaccine. How many people lined up. So now you're going to give them you're going to tell them the microchip is going to eliminate the disease itself. It says that many people are going to run to hell with pride.
This is Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
All right. So when it's speaking, it's speaking lies.
All right, come on. I mean, the image is the system itself, right? The system of the beast. Who's the beast? The EU, NATO, and the US. That's the beast. And it reads, verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And this is what this is going to be that temptation that's going to lead into people taking the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast.
Right.
Yeah, right there. And that's going to lead into, because with that they're going to restrict your freedoms to do all these things, like go to gatherings, go to inside stores, go buy and sell. As the scripture said, you won't be able to go to a store and buy some food and whatnot. You have to rely on ill-gotten gains, stealing, and all this stuff in order to survive. But that's only if you don't take the chip. But if you do take the chip, you can enjoy all those quote-unquote freedoms and liberties.
You know, they're already restricting traveling with the COVID passports.
Every prophecy is coming full circle. It's coming full circle, and the devil is working on it's progressively getting to the mark of that beast, right? It's already working, it's out there, right?
Well, yeah, they're working.
You see, they're working on it.
They already have it. They had it 20 years ago.
Con.
It's just being manifested, you know? Because this devil works through gradualism.
Yes, man.
See? He creates the problem and he brings forth the solution. See? And that's the ultimate solution, man. And this is the hour of temptation that the scriptures talk about. You see? Where the Lord said those that believe on his name and that believe in the prophecies will be delivered from the hour of temptation. And the rest will be blinded, man. You see? Just a quick scripture before we wrap it up. Maybe if there's anything else, we'll bring it up. It's the book of Revelation 14 and verse Revelation 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Alright? You got it.
If you choose to take not only the mark, but take in a part of Esau's wicked doctrine, the wine represents the punishment that that's reserved for Esau, and you're going to get it too, because you're not supposed to be joining in hand with the wicked. That's all.
Right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, so the Lord's he's revealing all these the plans that Esau has to pretty much what do you call it? To push his new world order. You know, to create his new beast system. And he wants to bring everyone under it. You know, he wants to bring as many people down with him as he can. You know,
the Lord said He's not going to let us ignorant. We're not ignorant of the devices because He told the prophecies to the man of the Lord. So He gave us people that prophesy and tell us what's going to happen so we can get ready. It says here in Zechariah 7 and 11, but they refused to hearken and pulled away their shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Verse 11, therefore, as it come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I will not hear, said the Lord of hosts. So this is the time to get that knowledge and understanding when it's hot, when it's at the oven, So if you don't get this knowledge and understanding, then the time of your calamity, the Lord shall laugh.
Like some elders said, the gates of mercy are closing. You know, there's still a chance. While you yet have liberty, you should obtain this knowledge and learn from the apostles and elders on down of Great Millstone, because they have the knowledge and they're teaching you. But it's, you have to. It's up to the Lord whether He gives you the ears to hear. The spirit to humble yourself down and learn. Because these things are happening fast. And it's surely coming. These are the signs that show us that these times are actually coming right now.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
It's going to be irreversible, unavoidable plague, pestilence, and just overall terror. You won't be able to escape unless you're part of that chosen 1/3 or the 144.
Got a remix, It's April. The microchip is here. It's April. The microchip is here. Wake up, man. Making fun of us last year, but now who's laughing?
Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
If you're looking at all the signs, all the world views, you're gonna know. If you look at all the world views and you are spiritually minded, you're gonna know that this is the time, this is the end, this is the last stretch, this is the last push that we have to go through. Take heed now while you can. Don't be like the 5 foolish virgins who weren't wise and chose to wait at the very last second to get ready. Be wise, prepare now. And when I say prepare now, I don't mean get an underground bunker. I mean get this word. That's what you need to get.
Because a lot of celebrities got underground bunkers. They left their homes in Los Angeles, and they went to go get underground bunkers.
Got a quick precept. It says here, Matthew 16 and 3, and in the morning it will be. Verse 2, He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the time? A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left and then departed. He left them and departed. So all the signs that they're going to get is the prophets in the highways and byways preaching about the downfall of this kingdom. If that's not enough, the Lord blinded you. The Spirit's not working with you. You're going to be left behind. You're going to be caught in all that destruction due to your unbelief.
Quickly Isaiah chapter 33, verse 5. The Lord is exalted, Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You know? So all the gold that you're investing in, the stocks that you're investing in, the land that you're buying, the farms that you're tilling, none of that's going to do you any good, because that can easily be taken away from you. There's going to be a famine. The Lord's going to dry up all the crops. You know, he's going to have the troops run in your houses, take you away, take your land away, you know, take your gold away, or there'll be no food. There's going to be a famine. How are you going to buy food with your gold, you know, if there's nothing to buy?
Even at the point they're going to throw their silver and gold in the street.
Huh?
Like it's useless. Because ultimately it's useless. When the time of the calamities appear, no one's gonna look at you because you have a bank account. Only the men of the Lord are gonna be stable at that time, because like you said, the knowledge shall be the stability of their time.
Luke chapter 10, verse 16. He that heareth you, heareth me. And he that despiseth you, despiseth me. And he that despiseth me, despiseth him that sent me.
Bring out thus said the Lord.
That's right.
We're not bringing out thus said ourselves. You know, we're coming out the book, man. We're giving out the 100% truth of the gospel. You know? So it's either, if you don't hearken unto us, man, you're not doing us any harm, man. You're just hurting yourself, because you don't want to hearken to the words of YAHAWASHI.
That we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and like-minded men. Salutations to the believers, the Akim and the AHPARYAM that subscribe to the truth, and that patiently wait on the second return of our Lord YAHAWASHI. With that, shalom.
Shalom.
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Shalom.
Shalom.